What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I got another episode of People's Questions, episode 106. I would like to thank the two viewers who sent in a very, very large set of questions, one sending one and one other sending in 30 questions, breaking the new all-time record. The first question comes from a newbie by the name of Core23461, and you want to know what are my thoughts on the Tekken series and who's my favorite character. Well, Core, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a Tekken fan, so I can't really tell you who's my favorite character, but my initial thoughts are, I would say it's just a different rendered version of Dead or Alive, and I'm not really a big fan of that either. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat / Street Fighter fan, but I do acknowledge that it is a solid fighting series. I just don't think it's as good as Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. And now on to the big enchilada with Mark Main, who sent in 30 questions. Wow, how many will you send in next time? I guess I'll find out. So, starting off with your first question, you want to know, do I have an email address? Yes, I do. Pretty much my email address is pretty much my PlayStation Network ID. Just add @AOL.com at the end, and you have my personal email address. Next question is, name 5 female actors that I would like to bang. None of them, because I'm not interested in any of them. I actually would like to meet girls that would have some interest in myself, and I'm pretty sure none of those actresses would have any interest in me. Next question is, what kind of TV do I have? I have a Visuo 32 inches, but I'll be sure to upgrade that as soon as a very significant event happens for 3TR very soon, which I'll talk about in a later video. Next question is, do I wish that I had long hair, short hair, or does it matter, and why? I usually like to keep my hair pretty short. I usually like to cut it down like every other day, just so it keeps it short. I actually haven't let my hair grow out since probably during high school. I think after that I was just kind of used to having my hair short. But no, I have no interest in having it grow out or changing my hairstyle. Next question is, what kind of clothes do I like to wear? Anything comfortable. Dickies, I guess. Anything that's, licensed. But I think I might start adding a couple new fashion styles in a few months or so. But that's just kind of what I have been wearing since high school. Next question is, when do I think we will get flying cars? I actually finished watching Back to the Future Part 2 again, and according to that movie, we should be getting our flying cars next year, so let's see. Next question is, give me a second. How do I see technology enhancing over the next 100 years? I think in terms of technology, I think it'll just be revolving around doing things faster, getting around faster, being able to do things faster. I think that's really all technology has really come up to. It's just being able to do simple tasks faster or making it easier for us to do it. So I don't know, maybe if we're lucky or we live long enough, maybe we'll see teleporters. That way that'll put like airports out of business. Instead of paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get on flights and then spend several hours sitting in an uncomfortable seat, we'll just be able to teleport to a certain location, spend time with our friends at long distance. So I just think everything will just be doing faster. Next question is, how come Obama doesn't care about the people? I don't know why Obama doesn't care about the people, but I don't really care all that much about Obama. I did not vote for him in 2008 or 2012, and the way I see Republicans and Democrats, here's how I label them. Republicans just make the country worse. Democrats don't get anything done at all, so you really have to pick the worst of two evils. So, I don't really care. Next question is, have I ever shot a gun, and would I like to? No, I have not shot a gun, but I would love to learn how to shoot a gun. Would you like to teach me sometime? Maybe we can hang out. Next question is, what are my reactions to the CM Punk thing? I'm absolutely shocked. I was very upset about that. I so wanted CM Punk to at least win the Royal Rumble. I mean, I figured Daniel Bryan wasn't going to be in it, but I was at least rooting for Punk. And just to let you guys know, my reactions video is up, so you guys can actually see how, devastated I am. Well, maybe not devastated, but kind of how sad I am when he gets eliminated. I was just so upset. And to find out that was the last night he was going to be there, and after hearing what happened, I'm happy that he stuck to his word, because that's the kind of person he really is in real life. But I really would have wished he'd waited till after WrestleMania. I mean, at least have one last big paycheck and then say screw you to WWE. But I guess I think this just adds more to the character. He's not doing this for the money. He does it because he is the best in the world and he loves what he does. And if you can't do it there, then maybe it was best he should go. So I absolutely do stand behind this decision, but I am sad that he had to go so soon. Next question is, what kind of card games do I like to play? I recently just got out of retirement from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm right now just rebuilding a few decks, but I need to find some people to test my skills out against. I don't think my skills have gotten too rusty. I'm pretty sure I could hold my own against some of the best of today's duelists. Next question is, can I review TV shows? Sure, if anyone has any requests for TV shows, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm letting everyone know right now that yes, I will be reviewing all 3 seasons of BBC Sherlock. They will be up before next Friday's People's Questions episode, I guarantee it. I'm just rewatching all the episodes again. The next question is, what is my least anticipated game for this year? It's Mad Max. I saw this game at E3. It looked like it was going to be a pretty, decent, fun game, but like a rental type game. But, if you've seen my most anticipated games of this year's list, then you'll know that Mad Max sits at number 10, so that would be my least most anticipated game. The next question is, what does E3 even mean? E3 stands for Electronic Entertainment Expo. The next question is, what do I think will be shown at E3 this year? Hopefully more first-party titles, mostly. I hope they don't add any gimmicks. I don't think we'll be seeing a price change or maybe a slim version of the PlayStation or the Xbox One, but hopefully just first-party titles, because damn right Xbox really needs it, because I think PlayStation has always been able to outshine the Xbox when it came to first-party support. Next question is, did I watch the VGX back in December, and did I like it? Hell no, I didn't like it. This is a prime example of why video games do not need award shows. I don't think we all need to take 2 or 3 hours out of our time to acknowledge all the great games. I know how great a game is, and I think the developers know how great the game is, so I don't see a reason why we need to even have award shows. I mean, people were complaining about the VGAs. Man, after that, I think I'd like to go back to that style. Next question is, when do I think we will see the other versions of the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One coming out? I give it 2 to 3 years before we see like a slim version of the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. I think they're really trying to sell as many PlayStation and Xboxes as they can now, and then after we've had a good amount of time of experience with the PlayStation and the Xbox, they'll see the problems that it has, and then they'll be sure to make modifications to make a more energy efficient, better running console system. Your next question is, name 3 overrated games. Let's see, 3 games I think are overrated are the Call of Duty games, The Last of Us, and let's see, maybe Halo. I mean, that's really the only thing Xbox has to look forward to for this console. Next question is, how come systems are feeling not... Wait a second. I'm reading this right. I think you typed it in a little bit weird. How come systems today do not feel like gaming console systems? You might think that because consoles today can do so much more than what they could 15 years ago. I mean, if you go back 15 years ago, when you go back to, the Super Nintendo days and the Sega Genesis days, those consoles, all they could do is play games. But now we have consoles that can do so much more. Now you can watch your movies on them. You can watch your televisions on them. You can do so many functions that it seems like it feels less and less like a gaming system. But to its core, you have to remember that its main use, the main reason it exists, is for gaming. So it feels like it just feels like the whole gaming section of a system is like one small part of what this machine can do. But I do believe that for both the Xbox and the PlayStation 4, that the gaming section is still its most strongest element. Your next question is, I know it is early to think about this, but when do I expect the PlayStation 5 to come out? PlayStation 5. I give it maybe 7 or 8 years from now. 7 or 8 years before we hear any announcement of a PlayStation 5. This console just started. I really doubt they have any plans on working on the next system. We haven't even had a real chance to see exactly what the PlayStation 4 can really do. I don't think any game has really pushed this system to its limit. And until we've seen that, I don't think Sony's going to be worried about making the next generation of gaming yet. Your next question is, how many versions of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One do I think there will be? 3 maximum. I mean, I have all 3 different versions of the PlayStation 3, so yeah, I think it's safe to say that 3 is a solid number. Your next question is, even though I don't play Call of Duty, should the next one be called Call of Duty 11 so that they can tell how many there are now in the series? No, no, they won't. Best guess, it's probably going to be called, I don't know, Call of Duty Ghost 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, one of the 2 names. They're going to keep it generic, and nothing's going to change too much. Next question is, was I popular in school? No, I was very quiet. I kept to myself. I like to consider myself the invisible man because when I did something extraordinary, no one ever saw me coming, and I kind of always liked that feeling of being able to achieve things during high school that even groups of people did. I mean, that's why I was kind of a solo person. Like, whenever we had like a group project, I kind of asked the teacher if I could do it myself, and I usually ended up doing much better than whole teams could on a certain project, so I took a lot of pride in that, but, I was never popular. Next question is, do I think IGN sucks? I think IGN has its uses, but in a whole, it does get a lot of things wrong, but I don't think it sucks as a whole. I think they're just, when it comes to certain topics, they suck at reporting it, but I do look to them as a legitimate source of information when it comes to certain games or certain movies. Your next question is, can I review the Die Hard movies and give my thoughts and ideas for Die Hard 6? Well, as far as I know for Die Hard 6, I heard that it's going to be an anniversary of the Nagasaki attack from the first movie, and I heard that Samuel Jackson might be making a return, and that it's going to take place in Japan, so if that's the direction that they go, then they're definitely following the model that I thought they would, since A Good Day to Die Hard would be considered like the Die Hard 2 of this new trilogy, then the next one would generally be better than Die Hard 5. And sure, I can do a review of all the Die Hard films. I'll try to get that up as soon as I can. Next question is, out of any person in history, who is the fastest person? I can choose from TV shows and movies in history. I guess The Flash? I guess maybe Barry Allen's Flash. I mean, the dude can run so fast he can time travel, so I guess The Flash. Your next question is, who would win in a fight between Black Widow or Catwoman? Let's see. I think Catwoman would have the advantage. I mean, don't get me wrong, Black Widow is a very professional soldier, but I think her methods are very militarized, and I don't think she would be prepared for really the animalistic frenzy that Catwoman would present, because Catwoman is beyond predictable. Her fighting tactics are enough to even throw Batman off at times, and it's fair to say that Batman would have no trouble taking down someone like Black Widow, so I think Catwoman would win. Next question is, should Harley Quinn get her own movie with Catwoman and Poison Ivy in the film? I don't really see a reason why you could do a Harley Quinn movie. I don't think a Harley Quinn movie would really work unless you put in the Joker, and there's no question that any attempt to pick a new Joker for a franchise would be met with a lot of criticism. So I can't really see them wanting to do a movie with Harley Quinn. I mean, Harley Quinn's a side character. I mean, what is she going to do? Is she going to try to save the world? Is she going to destroy the world? Like, you can't just make a movie about Harley Quinn just doing stuff. There has to be a reason to even see her do anything. So, no, I don't think they'll make a Harley Quinn movie. And the next question is, if Zack Snyder brings in Lana Lane and Chloe Sullivan into Man of Steel 3... I'm sorry, I'm reading this off of the comment center. It was a bit long to type down. Do I think there'll be a situation controversy between Lois Lane and Clark? I'm basically taking your question as thinking, if they start bringing in Superman's other love interests, are they going to add a love triangle or make this an issue? I don't think. I hope to God they don't. The Man of Steel franchise is already in so much trouble. I mean, the sequel's already looking like garbage, so I really doubt that they would risk wanting to throw something as convoluted and unnecessary as a love triangle and force Superman into heck, you have to pick a relationship when he's busy saving the world. So no, I don't think we'll get that far. That's if this franchise even gets to Man of Steel 3. And your last question is, you wanted me to read your thoughts on Resident Evil 7, and you want me to give you my thoughts on them. Well, for the most part, your idea of wanting them to go back to a rebuilt Raccoon City sounds a bit ridiculous. I mean, you want Chris to visit Jill in a rebuilt Raccoon City while he's on vacation? I mean, why would anyone want to go back to a city that was renamed for Raccoon City? I mean, the Raccoon City is like one of the most significant events in the Resident Evil franchise. I really doubt anyone would want to rebuild that city. And however, I do like your idea of having Leon and Ashley together. Believe it or not, I didn't actually hate Ashley as a character, and I would be more than welcome to see her come back and grow as a character, and even maybe develop herself as a fighter. I think they did an exceptional job with Sherry in Resident Evil 6, despite the fact that a lot of people didn't like Resident Evil 6. I actually did enjoy it quite a bit, and I certainly thought that what they did with Sherry Birkin was very good, because if anything, Sherry Birkin was even more useless than Ashley was in Resident Evil 2, so I could absolutely see Ashley coming back and kind of showing that she has grown as a person, is not the scared little girl that gets kidnapped every 5 minutes. So I definitely thought that was a really good idea. And your idea for Ada, you know, from what you explained, Ada, yeah, I could see Ada doing something like that. That would fit Ada's personality. And adding Claire in there too would work. But I think Resident Evil really needs to go back to its source and focus on one storyline instead of doing multiple storylines. I think that was one of the fundamental weaknesses for Resident Evil 6, was that they had three different storylines that were constantly crossing paths, and I think that just added too much to the game instead of just having it focus on one character going on this extraordinary journey to save the world. And with that, that is all the questions that you guys sent in this week for the People's Questions. I'd like to thank the both of you guys for sending in your great set of questions. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe. Keep track of me at my future movie, video game reviews, and episodes of the People's Questions. Be sure to send in any questions that you want for episode 107 next week, and be sure to get them in before Wednesday. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.